Yeah, how was the event in general?
It
How
was
did it
fun.
go?
There were a lot of people that showed up. A lot, a
Yeah.
lot, a lot, a lot. Probably, I mean, it's a small town up here, like in comparison to bigger cities.
Yeah.
We don't have a huge bodybuilding community, but it's I don't tighten it's the wrong word. Like you have your typical like small town drama with the bodybuilding community and your
Yeah.
typical like this gym's better than this gym type of thing. But
Yeah.
when it comes to events, like the couple NPC shows that are here a year, the event this past weekend, no one cares about that stuff and everyone ends up showing up. Like no one
That's
has the drama.
nice.
Yeah, so there were a solid we head counted the first hour and there were about 150 people, and then
Mm,
there were like a trickling 40, 50, 60 people every hour after, so there were a good 300 people that came through.
nice.
Yeah, yeah, it was a
That's
really good
really
event.
good. That's
A
great.
lot
It
of
looks really fun as well.
Yeah, yeah, good gym. He has it set up, not that people were like using the amenities that he set up, but he's got like a cold plunge and then the like red light sauna. So he's got all that stuff, a lot of stuff that people like pay separate memberships for other places. So
Yeah.
he has it like an all-in-one type of thing, and it's cool. And the gym itself is 17,000 square feet, and
It's big.
it's all gym. There's like no offices, or the front desk is pretty small, so it's all gym. It's all floor equipment, so it's pretty cool.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's what you want it to be as well. Like you want a big open space gym. I mean,
Yes.
each their own. Like a lot of people always, I prefer like a bigger gym. Like I don't like the smaller
Mhm.
gyms where all the equipment's on top of each other. Like I like it when there's just space. So that's really cool. Well, I'll definitely have to come visit it. It looks really,
Oh
really
yeah,
sick. So I definitely would want to visit. But
I know you
hello,
and I got to figure that
guys.
out after. Oh yeah, hello everyone. Yeah,
Yes. Yeah, I
we'll talk
know.
about that after your trips here.
I know. I honestly, the many trips that I'll come out, I 100% want to come to like so many different gyms. Like I love how I've seen Jess like go to like different gyms like around the
Mhm.
states and stuff, like which
Yeah.
was so cool. So, but yeah, hello guys, welcome back to Stage Talk. We've got a lot to cover today because I mean, always I feel like the Olympia's passed, but like there's still so much going on.
There's a lot. I mean, you had we had three shows this past weekend, I think, and then
Four.
we have four this upcoming weekend.
There's a
So
lot.
this three or four, yeah, there's a lot to go over. So
Yeah. So I literally texted you. I was like, I can't find the details for Kazakhstan and this and that. I was like, I can't see all the shows. So that was the fourth one. So there was four shows this
yes,
past weekend, and then there's four shows this weekend as well.
yep,
Crazy. And the lineups are very good. So I'm
very
really
good.
excited to kind of go through all of that today. So let's go through previous ones. Let me get my screen up. Can you see my screen?
I can.
Okay. So we've got East Coast first. So East Coast was a really good show. Really, really
Very
good
good.
showing. Obviously had Maria win, Evie second, Sharon fourth, um, Ashley fourth, Eula fifth, and then I can never pronounce her name
I think
correctly.
it's Zini. I
Zini.
think.
Zini sixth. So really good standout lineup here. And I think the
Yeah,
star, obviously, both these two kind of, we spoke about it before, where a lot of people were kind of like, okay, these two will be a really good matchup in
yeah,
general.
yeah.
And it was cool to see them next to each other. What did you kind of think about both of them just in general in at this show?
I mean, this was in everyone knows I'm a big fan of Maria's physique. I've said it, I think, on like every show now, but this
Yeah.
was her absolutely nailing it.
Yeah.
So this bumps her up at the Olympia to that like sixth, seventh spot.
She looks way
Um,
better than the Olympia as well,
yeah,
100%.
yeah, 100%. Evie looks really good as well. I don't think they really missed on much here. I think that just in terms of structure, Maria's front pose just flows a bit better. She has that good accentuated S curve. Everything's very, very balanced all over. And then I think the back pose was probably the
Mm,
biggest delineating factor here. Maria killed it. Like nothing was, yeah, there you go. That's a flawless back pose. She's not really missing anything there whatsoever. I will say Evie's is as well, but structure by structure, I think that Maria has that bit more overall development where you see a bit more of that projection. Plus, I think she was the like perfect amount of conditioning here.
yeah.
It's that right amount where you can see all the lines you want in the back pose without having the overly detailed hamstrings, and she looks good.
Yeah, it just looks very like bubbly, very, very bubbly. And I think that was like you said, the difference between these two physiques, because again,
Yeah.
they're both very similar. Like they literally look the exact same from this back. Like if you just look at their upper bodies upwards, like their hair is the exact same, like everything looks very similar. So
Yeah.
the glutes for me, like, were the main standout point. Like
Mhm.
even front pose, kind of, they both look great, but back pose was 100% definitely the one for me here. She looks incredible here. I wonder if she's gonna do, because this is her first win after the
Yes.
Olympia, correct? So
And
she's
I
got
didn't
one more to
see,
go.
yeah, and she's not on a list this weekend. If I had to guess, I think she's doing, I mean, the following weekend's the Atlantic Coast and or Atlantic Coast in Kansas City. So I would assume to
Okay.
see her at one of those.
Yeah. That would be smart to just get it done
Yeah.
as well. Like, so she can just be qualified and be fully done, which would be great.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, and then you've got Sharon and Ashley. They were, but the top four, because I know there was like a top four comparison. The
Mhm.
top four were very comparable. So like second and first, yeah, first and second, then third and
Yeah.
fourth were very
Very.
comparable. Um, which was good to see. I think Sharon looks really good. Again, I think Sharon's got a really good stand-up physique because she's so tall and muscular. Um, so I feel like I love how she stands out in when she's on stage and stuff like that.
The way
Um,
she poses is very beneficial for her too. Like
yeah,
being a taller competitor, how she kind of like you could see her popping the lat a bit just to make sure that she gets like the width of her shoulder and her arm hang around her glute, but it's not
mhm.
like super exaggerated where it looks really
No,
hard and stiff at all. Like it's really, really good. Flows really well on her.
yeah, I agree. I think she looks fantastic here. And then you've got Ashley in fourth here as
Yep.
well. I think Ashley, again, we mentioned her before in the previous podcast. I think she's got really good structure. She's literally like so close. I think she just needs more density in general, which is again,
Yeah.
just that comes with time. And I think the good thing is she's keeps showing up because she's not like she needs to make a bunch of like loads
Yeah.
of things
So
change.
the main thing with Ashley, so one, in previous years, she's been told every single year your quads are too big in comparison to X, Y, and Z. And so when we started training this year, we fixed that up a good amount and made everything a lot more balanced. And now it's just a mixture of two things. One, getting that right conditioning down for where she's at muscularly. And then two, back to back shows, she's now been told by both head judges, fix your front pose. So
Okay.
that's in
Fix
the
what about
import.
her front pose? What is
So
it that they
Bernadette gave her a couple tips this past weekend. Who was head judging East Coast and told her one of the main things was her front arm. She wants to see the shoulders sitting a little bit differently and doesn't want to see everything so like wide and big. She wants to see her
okay.
posing for her physique.
Yeah.
Nothing about the back pose. It was just the front pose. And then I'd have to look at our messages, but just details about the front pose itself that she wants to see her accentuate her physique better. So
Yeah.
gonna start working on that pretty hardcore
Yeah.
before going into. She's got one, maybe two more shows left this
Okay, that's
season. So
cool. That's good.
yeah,
Again, like if you're in shape and you're where you need to be, you may as well keep going. Like, and
yeah,
if it's an off season, then fair. Sometimes it's good to kind of call it a time, but she's still in the top five. Like she got
yeah,
fourth. Like, so it's not like, okay, cool, like I'm really off. You're there. So you may as well just
yeah.
keep showing up, get multiple different feedbacks from different judges and stuff, and just keep going. So yeah, I get that. I think that's great.
And she's
So
in that spot too where it's like when you when you're progressing show by show too, not just because you're placing top five or top six, but it's Southern Muscle wasn't her best look. She still placed top four, but wasn't her best look just overall conditioning wise. Then
okay.
Olympia came around a week later, a little bit more conditioned. She landed just off of center, a third call out. So right in that like top 20, 22 girls. And so she landed right there, then got a little bit tighter for the next one. And so every show she's getting a bit better and still
Yeah.
progressing on what they want to see. So
That's the aim of the game. That's literally the aim of the game. So, and then this is the back shot, obviously, from this positioning here. So, yeah, I mean,
yeah,
again, everyone looks great in their back pose. I think
yeah,
Yulia as well. Like, she's got such a great physique. I think Yulia, I think she's always in that kind of top five range. So
yes,
the top five, and always in the kind of first call out range. So I think in general, again, it's the same for her. Just keep showing up and just
yeah,
keep showing up until the right lineup is for you. And keep improving. Because I wouldn't say there's anything massive that needs to be, again, completely transformed with her physique, for her to take time off. So you may as well just keep going. And she loves
100%.
competing. She always says it.
Yeah,
She's like, I
yeah,
love being on stage. And I'm like, then be on stage, why
yeah.
not?
I wish that they would have had her in the top 5 comparison, like how
Mm.
they only called back out 4. I feel like she
Hmm.
could have been in that mix and been compared with that top 4, make it a top 5 callback, but
Yeah.
is what it is.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So that was East Coast. And then we've got Spain. So
Jazzy looked
Spain
phenomenal.
Pro. Yeah, I think this was probably one of my favorite looks overall. Like not just physique wise, but like actual looks wise for
Mm,
Jazzy. Like I think her makeup was like spot on. Hair looks really good. Her presentation was probably my favorite she's done. Like it just everything I think from what again you if you follow Jazzy, she shares a lot of stuff online as well. But like she even said it, she was like, that was my most confident I felt with myself, like going on stage. And sometimes that needs to happen like a few shows in. Like I think she said,
yeah.
she mentioned about, she hasn't stepped on stage since. So she did the Arnold, then did Olympia. From March
Mm,
to when was the Olympia? October? Yeah, October.
October.
No shows. So she said even now she's probably going to do a few shows, maybe one show at least before the Olympia to like actually get the feel for it and kind of get back in your groove again because sometimes it's hard just going straight into especially like a big show like the Olympia. Like you just need to warm up a little bit sometimes,
Yeah.
which I completely understand that.
Yeah, definitely. No, totally agree with that. And she's obviously held looking very, very good show by show by show, doing Olympia, and then she did was it Romania? Now she's here. So very, very solid looks back to back to back. So
Yeah.
she's definitely on a massive trajectory.
Yeah, 100%. And then you've got Rainier in second.
Yep, she looked
Um,
great.
this was probably one of her best looks. I feel like she's always kind of been hanging out in like the first call like kind of like top 5 range with the European shows. And I
Yeah.
think this was like a good look for her because I think she got conditioning down, fullness down, posing was good from what I saw from like her stories and stuff. So I think again, it's just from showing up and just keep being consistent. Again, that's all you
Yeah.
can do sometimes as pros because mostly when you're a pro, there's very minimal things that need to change between like shows. It's just that small little thing that needs to be tweaked that makes a big, big difference.
Yeah.
And sometimes that's the same with amateurs, if I'm honest. That could just be not even just pros, it's just anyone in general. Um, and then third, you got Chantel.
Chantel, she looked good too. Yeah,
Yeah, she looked really
this is a
good.
good top 5, top 6.
Hmm.
I find it weird sometimes when look at the angle of the photos on every single person,
Yeah.
and then all of a sudden sixth place is like dead on her. I don't know if
Yeah.
the angle changed to the camera or if she's doing that posing, but the way that it's looking at the backdrop, it looks like it's more at a side angle, just like slightly more
Yeah, it's kind of
diagonal.
slightly changed a
Yeah,
little bit in a way. Yeah, it
yeah,
might just be the positioning of the camera, or it could
yeah.
be like the girls aren't on like the
Fully in
X
yet.
because I
Yeah,
do see that quite often. And I mean, it's a tip for anyone, but trying to get yourself in that like little box range, like at the beginning, sometimes people miss it. I know at the Olympia, a few people missed it. Did you see that?
yes,
When people were doing their individuals, people weren't getting into the X, but I think what they did was they put boxes instead of X's for like, when they do like the line and then they do XXX for like first
yeah.
call outs and stuff, they had like a box really close to the thing. So I think people were going to that because Amy did that. But it actually looked better in the Gilco videos, I think. So
Yeah.
because I think Amy's video was the best. So okay. So yeah, this was a top 6. Good, strong top 6.
Yeah. One day we're going to have someone in bikini that just for fun before they retire is going to come out and do their individual the way that like men's open guys do,
Yeah.
and just go out to each corner of the stage, hit a front pose for this side of the audience, walk over here and hit a back pose for the
Yeah.
side of the
Just do
audience.
just do all of it. Just be literally fully
He's
invested
so
in just
funny.
posing everywhere. Like
That'd be
literally
so
that's
great.
hilarious. I mean, I would love to see someone have the balls to do that because honestly, I feel like yeah, it'd be hilarious to watch to be fair.
Allison,
Um
I'm looking at you before you retire. She would have the balls to do it.
yeah, she would. Okay. So Jazzy, yeah, Jazzy's back pose, I think again, this was one of her best. I feel
Yeah.
like it was just the right amount. Like again, she said before she doesn't want too much hamstring showing, like too much hamstring development showing. She's got a good amount of tie-in showing. She's not squeezing her back like she was at the Olympia. It's huge
Yeah.
improvements all
Very
around.
much.
And she's very susceptible to taking the feedback in and just literally running with it. Like you've just seen her get better every single show she's done so
Yeah.
far, which is good.
And Jazzy, where did those calves come from? Damn.
I
Okay.
know. They look insane.
That's a crazy shot.
That's actually crazy. Yeah, she looks really, really good. I don't know if she's
Yeah.
like,
It looks like she's almost about to transition and push off her left leg.
yeah. I'm like, is she
Yeah.
tensing them or is she just like that
Yeah.
all
Well,
the
like
time?
calf up to hamstring is just a little bit more flex in the right side. So it looks like she's about to lean off of it and like push
Oh,
into it.
okay. Yeah. So she's going into, okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, they look great.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, top six. I don't think it was, I think it was a straight setter as well with the scorecards.
Yep.
Yeah. It was just all the same. Yeah.
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay. And then we have New Zealand.
This was a good show.
This was a very good show. I want to
Yeah.
go through a few of the competitors because
There's a good
um
handful of them competing this weekend in Hawaii too. So,
I think I want to say Lily, this girl Lily, it was her pro debut and she got top
oh wow,
three straight
that's
away. So that
awesome.
was really, really good. I'm pretty sure it was her top pro debut. I think Jamie has competed before. I'm pretty
Okay.
sure. But obviously Kate got first. Um, obviously we kind of called that as well. Like she's been to the Olympia multiple times. She's won multiple pro shows, so I think she was the front runner for it. And that's
Definitely.
again not to say that she was going to win it, but that was someone that we had our eye on.
Yeah.
Um, and yeah, she looks fantastic.
Yeah.
That's a
And
really
for
cool
everyone
shot.
listening, Phoebe and I talked about this, like, I think on episode 1 or 2, how some judges don't really care about making sure the audience knows who's winning. They didn't have Kate holding center the entire time. They
No.
moved her out because I'm assuming the panel all agreed she was first place. And maybe there was a toss up between like second, third, fourth. And so they
Hmm.
moved Kate outside of all those girls and had like second, third, and fourth kind of comparing with each other. And if you look just based on pictures, me and Phoebe were talking to each other during it. We were like, "Is Kate not winning this?"
Yeah.
And then she ended up winning. So ended up being one of those things where I'm assuming the panel knew that she was their winner, moved her out because she was just a dominant winner, and then they were like, "Okay, let's look at second, third, and fourth next to each other."
Yeah, I mean, that's what I thought. I was looking at it. I was like, I don't think she's winning there. I thought, um, there's the girl called Lily. I thought Lily was winning it because she was, spent quite a lot of time in the
Mm-hmm.
middle, and
Yeah,
Kate was kind of to the side every time I saw stories. Again, you can only see what you see, and I only saw stories. I didn't see a live stream or anything like that, so I only saw Kate not in the middle or like side on, or there wasn't much time I saw Kate in the middle. So I was like, oh wait, is she not winning it? So
yeah,
but again, that doesn't mean anything all the time. Like I said
exactly.
before, in previous times, I did a backwards call out before where I got last call outs, but that was actually first call outs. So anything can happen.
Which
So you
is
just
that's
got to
crazy.
be.
That's so crazy.
That was Tim, and he was like, let's just do it for funsies. And I was
Yeah,
like,
that's such a mind fuck.
that's absolutely terrifying because I literally was like, I brought my best, and this is clearly my worst. So, and then you've got Jamie here who got second. Um, I want to see if she's got any back shots because she had a pretty crazy back shot, I think. I don't think I can see though. She hasn't posted much else.
There's a posing one right down there.
Where? Oh
Oh,
yeah,
there you
here.
go.
Yeah, she's got really like decent glutes, very long tie-ins.
Oh yeah, very long tines. Great.
So yeah, she
A
looks
lot of
fantastic.
projection. Yeah, this looks great.
Mm, really good. I hope she keeps going. I hope she does more shows. I'm not too sure where
Yeah, I
she's
don't
based.
remember. I don't remember if I saw her name on the Hawaii list. I know there were a couple of the girls from New Zealand. I don't remember if she was on it.
Okay. Well, that would be interesting to see. Yeah, I think
Yeah.
she looks great. So I think just keep going because why not? I don't know if that's her season started or not, but I'm pretty sure she's done shows before. Yeah, she has done shows before because she's here with other shows.
Mhm.
So yeah. And then we've got Lily. We'll just go through the top three just quickly, just so we can see. Um, yeah, I think she won her pro card literally not that long ago. Oh no, 2024. Yeah, she won her pro
Yeah.
card at the Natural Pro qualifier. So
And she goes and gets third place in a open pro bikini show.
yeah,
That's
that's very,
awesome.
very good. That was a
That's
year
great.
late. That's a year later. So that was obviously October 2024. And obviously now she's just done November 2025. So yeah, she looks really good. Let's have a look. She looks like a taller competitor. She looked like she was
She
a
does
lot
look
taller
tall.
than
She does look tall.
she looked taller than a lot. That's a really good back pose.
Mhm.
That's a good back pose. Nice density, a good amount of conditioning, but not too much either.
Yeah.
So exciting. Okay, cool. Perfect. So that was New Zealand. So that was everyone from New Zealand. And then we've got Kazakhstan for the final one of this week, which I literally found it so hard to find any photos from Kazakhstan. Literally can't find any.
Yeah.
So this was the only one we kind of had. Whoopi is now qualified for 2026. Is
Was that
that
her second
correct?
win?
Is that her second win? Because I saw on someone's page that she's qualified now. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
she's qualified.
Oh, maybe she did
So
the. Wasn't there a China show right after Olympia? She might have done that.
she must have
Something
done
like
that. I'm not too sure
that.
sure which one she done. We can have a look in a second. But I saw it because that's what I obviously you texted me and said, you know, she's got one more to go now. And then I saw this and I was like, wait, I think she's actually already qualified. So that's the second
Awesome.
person to qualify. It's actually
Perfect.
so crazy because you usually by now, obviously, again, there's a lot of people that have won it, but you can see how small the list actually is and how not
Yeah.
difficult, but it's you can see now, okay, there is actually going to be not as many people at the Olympia, which is going to be quite nice.
Yeah,
So
definitely. Yeah.
to see a slightly smaller list, not in a bad way or anything like that, but just to
Yeah.
see
Yeah, because
a
when you
more
look over at
competitive
the
list.
25 top 25 in points, and thank you, John, for doing it this way from Pro
Mm,
Bikini News, all the asterisks next to their names are people that have won one show. That's how he's done it. So, I mean, just realistically speaking, Amy's going to win another show. Alice will win another show. Victoria should win another show. So a handful of these girls will get over to the qualified list, but it's making them all do two shows. So
mhm,
it's keeping people in the point system down below them when someone like, let's say, Evie could have got her win this past weekend, but Maria got it. So now
mhm.
Evie still needs to go and get her wins. So it's stuff like that where we're going to have to see Evie three times essentially, assuming she maybe wins San Diego, still have another show to go after that. So at least three shows for her because she didn't win one. So making people compete more often on top of, like you said, keeping that qualified list quite a bit smaller. I think we'll
Yeah,
probably see, if I had to guess, I think we'll see probably 45 to 50. So a good
I
20
agree with
people
that.
less.
Yeah, I think so. I think now maybe even less.
Could even be
Because
less.
it could be like again more there'll be more people that will have to compete like and it looks like there's quite a few of the top girls are taking time off. Jazzy's now taking time off. I mean she's already
Yeah.
qualified anyway, same with Ashlyn, she's qualified, but they've
Yeah.
already said that they probably will do more shows, so
Yeah,
that will then be
the
them.
more people
Yeah,
already qualified are, if they choose to do more shows next year, that no more people will get added to the qualified list. The points list is just going to stack more. So
yeah,
you're only going to keep those 25, and then however many compete from the already qualified list can block that window essentially. So we
yeah.
can definitely see, you potentially could see as little as 30 to 35 in that
Or you
instance.
could
Like if
actually see
Jazzy ran
more.
more, you
You
could
could
see
actually
more.
see more because like these girls honestly are relentless as well. Like everyone,
Yeah.
from what it sounds like, everyone's like I'm relentless. Like I'm gonna keep competing. I'm gonna keep like showing up. And a lot of
Yeah.
the girls have already said that they want to as well. So like they could all then transfer over. Like a lot of the
Yeah.
girls that have been like just fighting anyway, they could all just transfer over and get their two wins. And then there's also their 25 standing qualifications as well. So we might actually see more people at the Olympia again, but we never
It
know.
is potential. Yeah, it's possible.
It's not
So it'll be fun to
impossible.
see. Yeah, it's gonna be fun to see.
So, but yeah, Whoopi's now qualified. So she's the second person to qualify. Jordan Brandon was the first. Um, like I said,
Oh,
I
was that
couldn't.
first picture right there? Her win from before.
This one
Yeah, China.
6 weeks ago. So yeah, I think
Yeah.
so. That must have
Oh
been.
yeah, so that was a week after the cutoff. So that
Yeah,
counted for next year. Okay. Yep.
yeah, that must have been. Yeah, she looks good. And
Yeah.
then this was Kazakhstan. I'm pretty sure. I wonder if she'll compete anymore. Obviously, she's qualified now, but I wonder if she'll compete anymore. Because sometimes it's
She will
nice to
see.
like keep competing and like just get better, like we mentioned. But if you're already
Yeah.
qualified and she did the Olympia, she kept going, like you may as
Yeah.
well stop and have a break at some point. But I
Yeah.
wonder if we see her name again, you know? It'd be interesting to see. Not the greatest video, but she looks good. She does look very, very good. She's always got nice, good developed tans and stuff.
That watermark right on top of her is
Yeah, I
crazy.
know. I'm like, I can't see her shape. So, but yeah, that was this weekend's shows, which was cool to see. Now, let's go into the four shows. Literally this four stacked shows for this
Very.
weekend. Um, let's start with Iron Games. Iron Games,
A
Iron
lot of
Games is
quality
always a
here.
really good, it is always a really good showing anyway. Like I feel like it's always been, because remember that time, I don't know if you remember that time, um, where there was one time it was 50, like something like 52 girls in
Was that
the
Iron
Iron Game.
Games?
That was Iron
Holy
Games,
shit.
yeah. Because I remember Itella won that when she was competing.
Mm.
So that was a
Hmm.
while ago, but she won that and it was stacked. It was so stacked. And it was stacked with really good competitors as well. I remember that because a lot of people were like, oh my God, this is a really, really good lineup. So it's always been quite a big, heavy lineup. Also because it's after the Olympia, obviously makes sense and helps and stuff
Yeah.
like that as well. But we've got a good lot of girls. Obviously, I didn't realize Amy was competing. Amy's competing at this one. So
Yep.
that's going to be really cool to see her at this show with Evie. I think obviously from what John said as well, and I think everyone kind of knows this as well, them two will be a very good comparison to see kind
Yeah.
of what they both look like. And I think from this weekend, it doesn't matter where the Olympia, like where you're best in the world, like obviously Amy's fourth, Evie's, seventh, but Evie just got quote unquote beat by Maria, who got ninth at the Olympia because Maria looked better. So it doesn't
Yeah.
matter where you were essentially in the Olympia. It matters again
100%
always what looks like on stage. So again,
on
Emmy
that
could
day.
look her absolute best, of course, but Evie could show up better. So again, it's gonna be cool to see what that looks like
Yeah.
for
And
sure.
then you got other names in there too that I mean, obviously debatable how much she like pushed her, but was it Hurricane where Zimi Chen got second to
Hmm.
Amy?
Yeah.
So she got second to Amy there. So that's oh, is it Cynthia? Okay, that's so much easier for me to say.
Yeah,
So
Cynthia.
Cynthia, so
There we
Cynthia
go.
got second at Hurricane to Amy, and she's in the mix here. So
She got
you
sixth this
have
past weekend as well.
okay, yeah, yeah. So she's been in that mix. She got six, so four places behind where Evie just was, and then you have a mix of other names in here that are Olympians and other good competitors like Tara's in there, Savannah's in there. So there's a lot of this is a very very quality lineup.
And I think honestly, like all of them have gotten better from what I've seen anyway. So this is Tara, obviously at the Olympia and stuff. But I think from what you see on their stories, what they've been posting and stuff like that, they look like they've only been getting better. It's not like, okay, cool, I'm tired and I just need to keep competing. No, they're
Yeah.
actually taking in the feedback that they need to from the Olympia and getting way better. So
Yep.
it'll be cool to see all of them next to each other to see where it all sounds because honestly, they look great. They really do. So, and then you've got Tiana as well. She's the youngest still alive BB baby on stage. So
Yes.
it'll be cool to see her.
Tiana's like
Again,
the sweetest person too. Like you
she's
just always
so
want to
sweet.
see her do well. She supports everyone. Like she's such a good person.
Yeah, she's so sweet. She honestly is so sweet. She's made such good progress from again, you see her like from previously when she kind of competed, I think in 2023 it was, to
Mhm.
now. Like she's made so much
Yeah.
progress in terms of her development, her size, especially for being so young. Like she's literally only just getting started in this sport. So yeah, props to her. Props to her. And then
Who else? Meg's on here again. Our natural pro
oh
hitting
yeah.
hitting iron games. She got her second top 10 ever last week at
Nice,
East
congrats.
Coast. So she was very happy with that. And another one whose feedback was kind of posing. Her front pose. I
Okay.
think told that her shoulders were a little big, but her coach and I both talked about that and think she just poses herself really big and squares off.
Is
And
this her?
she's kind of yes, that was this past weekend.
Yeah, that elbow. So what I see is like the elbow back, where I feel like she could probably bring the elbow like towards us a bit more, like tuck
Mm-hmm.
it under a tiny little
Yeah,
bit.
tuck it under, internally rotate it just a tad bit. It should drop
Yeah.
that delt a little bit more naturally.
Yeah. And it
But
just won't look as flexed.
she has that crazy side glute projection. Like, what is that glute in that front pose? And so I know that she wants to like the mindset behind it is like, I need to get my arm outside of my glute so I'm not covering anything. So I think she's
That's
thinking of like pulling it around, but there's other ways she could sit into that a little better.
Yeah, and that's hard as well. And the thing is, she does have very good development in her upper body. It's just trying to know how to pose it where it's not showing off everything. I don't think this is probably the best I've actually seen her front pose though, for sure. Because I know I've messaged her a few times, or she's messaged me a few times about kind of like, tweaks and stuff like that for posing. So I
Yeah,
think this is definitely the best she's hit it so far. I think
yeah,
there's just a few things that she could just do with that arm for sure. So
yeah.
yeah,
She was beyond stoked with her back pose too. It looked
let's
awesome.
have a look.
So it might be posted in here.
Oh
Yeah,
wow, look at that
very good.
density.
The density's wild.
Her upper body as well. Like, are you joking? Like this roundness in the rear delts is
Yeah.
crazy. So
Yeah.
crazy.
I'm
So that's
assuming,
exciting.
I don't want to speak for her. I also don't know if she's moving to Fit Model, but Lana, we'll
Oh
see.
my God, I thought you meant Megan when you were
No,
talking
no,
about
no,
her. I
not
was like,
Meg.
wait,
I'm
what?
getting onto the topic of Ben Weeder in a few weeks, where Meg is
Uh-huh.
qualified and is
Okay,
doing
yeah.
that. And I don't know if Lana's doing it or if she's switching to Fit Model. I thought I saw a post about it, but
Hmm.
it'd be very interesting to see the two of them next to each other in that
Hmm.
show. So I'm looking forward to seeing that
That
show.
would be good. Okay. And
Yeah, Meg
then
moving to Fit Model.
I was like, wait, what are you talking about? Like, she's
As we're
absolutely like,
talking about her ridiculous
yeah.
glutes and shoulders.
Absolutely not. This could be the thumbnail. Megan's moving to Fit Model. Like what? And then yeah, I think that's pretty much. We've got Cassie Hunter from the UK. Big up the UK. I think she competed recently at one of her shows and she got fifth place, which is good. So she's
Yeah.
one that could just keeps consistently competing and she's competing all year round. She's great. She's really, really good at what she does. So I'm happy for her.
And then you
Seeing
have
her here.
just to spotlight them really quick. You have Liz and Romalyn both making their debuts here.
Ooh, where?
Romalyn's the middle right there, and then Liz the Shiz right above her. The two of
I
them.
love that name. That's such a good name.
It's great.
Let's have
I
a
don't know if she
look.
has. Oh, she does have her check-ins posted up here. Okay.
Oh, nice. She's got good shape.
Yeah, very good shape. I've been training Romalyn since she turned pro at
Oh,
Nationals last
nice.
year. She's been very much so looking forward to getting out there and making her debut.
This is her pro debut. When did she turn pro?
Nationals last year.
Nice. Okay, cool. Yeah, she's had a decent amount of time to kind of like develop and stuff like that, which is cool.
Yeah.
Oh, it's exciting. Okay, cool. Yeah, she looks great. She looks great. It'd be cool to see her again, for her to be stood next to like Amy at her first pro debut.
Mm-hmm.
I bet she's stoked because she can be like, right, what do I need to work on? Also, just meeting Amy in general and like having that experience with her will be such
Oh yeah,
a cool
hundred
thing.
percent, hundred
So
percent.
exciting. Okay. And then
Then Liz. I
I
think
thought,
Liz turned pro recently. I want to say. I don't
where is she?
remember what show it is.
Let's have a look.
It was one of the summer shows, USA or Universe. Nope, there it is, Universe. Yeah, so she
July.
turned pro only 5 months ago.
Oh, wow. I mean, good. Again, that's a good thing. Like, why not go and smash out a lot
Yeah,
of
get out
shows?
there and
You're
see, yeah,
already
get out there
there.
and see how you are compared.
Any shots of her? So
Yeah,
they're
just her
here.
Universe
Oh,
shot.
is that a video?
Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
video. Yeah, the Gyoko video. So we could expect probably a
Oh,
little bit
she
of
looks
improvements in the
good.
time since then. But yeah, she's really good.
She's got good development.
Yep, excited to see her debut.
Yeah, that'll be good. Oh, exciting. I love pro debuts. It always makes me like
Yeah.
super excited because it's just like the beginning of their pro journey. And
Yep.
there's
Especially when
only
they
going up.
especially when they end up in a lineup like this. Like
Yeah.
you have a third of this lineup is Olympians. Like there's
Yeah.
6 or 7 names on here from this year's Olympia. So this is great.
That's really cool. Okay. So then we've got Romania. So this is the
Big
one
list.
of the tier one shows. So if anyone wins this, they're straight away qualified for Olympia 2026. So and I thought it was going to be this big because obviously it's one of the main shows in Europe that obviously you can, well, it's the only show actually in Europe that you can get qualified for. So
and it's a lot of the
automatically.
names that we've been seeing in the last couple shows that are
Mhm.
overseas.
Yeah.
You have Rainia in there, Victoria's in there. How do you pronounce it? Gulsa. She did her
Golsa,
game,
yeah.
so
And then you've
she's in
got
it.
Kerry Sexton, who won it
Yeah,
last year. She also went to the Olympia this year for the first time. That was her first year. She's from the UK. So you've got, I think there was someone who posted, you've got Victoria, who obviously just won against, Jazzy, and then you've got, and obviously got top 15. Then you've got the reigning champion from last year. Then you've also got Golsa. You've also got Petra. Like there's actually
yep.
quite a lot of the top European girls here. So, which I wasn't, I was expecting that to be the case anyway. And I think Jazzy's going to be there. She's not competing, but she's going to watch, which I think is cool. I
Okay,
think she
that's
might
awesome.
have been, I don't know if she was doing it, but I think she was obviously doing the Europe, those two European shows. She didn't need to do all three. So I think that's cool that she's like just going to support because she can
Yeah,
actually
that's
like
great.
enjoy the sport and just like have
Yeah.
fun, which is
And I'm
fun.
assuming Romania being such a big show is like a whole expo and everything over there too. So I'm sure Jazzy's going to be engaging a lot with
I don't
people.
know if it's an expo. I think it's just the stage, but it is like a big production. Like the
Oh,
stage
okay.
is
Okay.
like insane, like really good, like it's a whole different level. Like there's really cool. I really like European shows because there is like such a high level. Um, like the production is just insane. I don't know if that's a video. Oh yeah, it's a video. I don't know if they're going to show it or not. But they have like a really good stage and everything like that, very good lighting and all that
They're
type of
doing it at a
thing.
full-on
So
convention center.
there might be
This will
an
see what
expo
they,
then.
yeah.
I'm just assuming that there's not, but it this is the I think this is
Cool
the
video.
stage. Is it going to show the stage? I'm sure it will. Who's judging? Who's head judging? Is it Becky?
I'm not sure who's doing Romania. I do. I think I remember seeing Becky's face on one of those posts that they make of who's judging. It might be Becky.
Okay, cool. Yeah, because I think I just recently saw her at like look at the stage. It's huge, like
Yeah,
huge
that's awesome.
production. Like it's
That's so
such a
cool.
cool stage. So yeah, they really go full out. I don't know if there's an expo or not, but like the stage itself just speaks volumes. So it's so cool. Um,
And if Victoria doesn't win, someone else is getting an automatic Olympia qualification.
yeah, and then that means
So
Victoria has to keep competing, I
she
think.
has to do
Yeah.
another one. Yeah.
So she'll have to
Yeah.
do another
She's if
one.
she wins, she's I mean, she would have been qualified regardless. She already has
Yeah,
a win. But if anyone else beats her on this entire list, they're going straight to the Olympia. So that's cool. That's a cool mashup to see.
that is cool. That's going to be really exciting. So you've got that one. Then we've got Hawaii.
Hawaii's a good production too. I saw they moved venues this year.
Okay.
So I'll be interested to see how it is. Sean
Yeah.
Ray moved it from the convention center that they have on Oahu to one of the Waikiki Beach hotel like ballrooms. So I'll be interested to see
Ooh.
how it looks.
I'm not gonna lie, I would love to do that just to go to Hawaii.
Yeah,
Because
yeah,
like Hawaii, like it's just Hawaii. Like, why would you not want to go and compete in Hawaii? Like, that's so
one hundred
cool.
percent.
So you've got
Another like very good like kind of consistent second, third, fourth, fifth girls it shows throughout this. On top of obviously, I think Yurika is the front runner here, multi-time Olympian. She's won this show a couple times, I believe.
yeah, she looks incredible. I mean, she always looks incredible anyway, but yeah, she definitely is one of the front. I mean, this was a long time ago that show, but this was from the Olympia this year.
Yep.
So she got great fullness, great pop. So
When you look at the names on here, I think John kind of nailed this with who he put in the caption.
mhm.
Um, Yurika's front runner for sure. And then structurally, I feel like Kerrigan and Eureka are very similar
Yeah.
structurally, especially in their front pose, their overall stature, their height. And then you go and you look at someone like Alessia and Jess Feeney, who are typically you see as more little harder, more muscular. Alessia being one of like the more dense, bigger girls on stage. You have a lot of people who are comparable to each other, but then are exact opposites of others on stage. And they're
hmm
all kind of projected to be in that top 5, 6. So it'll be
Yeah.
really cool to see.
And you only all be revealed until they're next to each other because they all look great, like
Yeah.
singularly. And I can say, oh yeah,
Yep.
Kerrigan has this is this, and then Yurika has this is this, but like Jess has this. So
Yeah.
you don't know what everyone looks like until they're next to each other. Because has Kerrigan ever been next to this lineup before? No, I don't think she has.
I don't think anyone on here other than she's competed against Zoe. I think she's competed against Hope. As far
hmm
as Yurika and Alessia, I don't believe so.
Yeah. So again, good to be next to different people. Always good to be different next to
And
different
before
people.
before we swipe off this, after we get through these names, we have to click on Zoe
Oh
because it
my
is
God,
her
yes.
last bikini show before making her figure pro debut.
I spotted that
So,
from so long ago. I think everyone did because it was
oh
this
yeah,
post. It was that post where she had the suit on, and I was like, "That's a weird like bikini suit." And
yeah.
then I think the last photo was like this, and I was like, Oh
Oh,
yeah, you
there's
can see it there. I
scroll
see
scroll
you."
down a couple. There's a shot in here. So go to another photo in here in her or on her page. I think she
Is it this
posted
one?
a little more recently. Is that on the top left more recent? Or is that a pinned post?
That was
Yeah,
2 days
click
ago.
through these. Click through these.
Oh my God.
There's one on here that
Look
is
at her
get.
glutes just hanging. Like,
There's, I think it's the very last one. It's like jaw dropping. You're like, wait. You're gonna get on the bikini stage one more time?
I know. Oh God, look at her legs. Look.
I know. Yeah.
Please,
Yeah.
Zoe, if you're listening to this, please just like as like you're like when Angelica like took off her heels and that her retirement like little thing, just like hit a figure pose. Like
Hit a figure pose and walk
just
off. That
like
would be
a yeah.
amazing. That'd be so great.
Like a what's it called? Oh, what's it like a both hands on hips like pose and just
Hmm.
full and flex out and be
That would
like,
be so
see
great.
ya, bye. Oh my God, that
Yeah,
would be
it's at
sick.
the end of all of these. That
Oh my God.
that's getting on stage for bikini this weekend.
You can see him. He's like,
Yeah, Dylan's
okay.
like, what is going on
What is
here?
going on?
Yeah.
That's insane. I mean,
Yeah.
I love that she's also like embracing it though, because I think she's mentioned it before where she's like, I don't know what to do because obviously, this was ages ago anyway, but I think she's kind of been like, what do I do? Because
Yeah.
I don't know. Like I'm quite muscular, but I also am not muscular enough for bikini. So like what do I do here?
Yeah.
So
She
um
got with me for training about a month ago. And my main question, she told me the plan of like doing Hawaii to sign off bikini and then do Atlantic Coast the next week for her figure debut. And I was like,
wow.
so do you want me to program you like we're aiming for Hawaii, or do you just want to go full blown figure right now and just cruise through Hawaii training for figure? And she's like, let's
Yeah.
just run it all. She's like, I'm doing figure. I'm like, okay. So she's been training like for figure
Oh my
going into
God.
Hawaii. It's amazing. It's so great.
That's so cool though. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
that must have been a head fuck like for you because you're like, well, you're figure, but I
Yeah.
can't like I can't fathom it because you're also doing
Yeah.
a bikini show, but at least you're like clear with it. I mean, like, are we doing figure or bikini? Because you kind of need to
Mhm.
know that.
And
But
then her coach and I talking a bit during peak week this week, where I'm like, hey, in my opinion, she wants to go figure. Why peak her and like why reduce down her training a bit and her intensity for Hawaii, knowing we're technically 2 weeks out of a figure show.
yeah,
And
there's no
so she's
point.
training straight through Hawaii for figure. So
Fair.
yep.
Absolutely fair enough. I mean, the judges are going to be like, you're
Yeah,
definitely.
right.
And if they say that, that'll just be like a great like sign off. Like, yep, I'm doing figure anyway. So see you
And
later.
you know what the best like picture is going to be is she's next to Kerrigan in comparisons with their last names. Like you're talking two completely different statures and muscularity
She's
next to
also
each
really
other.
tall. She's quite
Yeah,
tall as
yeah, she's
well.
taller.
So
Yeah,
it's gonna be so
it's
funny
gonna
to see
yeah,
them next to each other.
Zoe's gonna look so
But
muscular.
yeah,
It's gonna
Zoe,
be so cool to see.
please throw like hands on hips pose, like a proper like posed figure pose, like as your last final like little thing in your individual. We'd love to
That'd be
see it.
so great. That'd be
Please.
so great.
That would be fantastic. Um, so yeah, I think and that's Hawaii. And then is there one more? And then you've
Yes,
got Brazil, everyone from Brazil. So we've got, I don't know how to pronounce any of
Nevaeh
their names.
is
Nevea.
probably the front runner here.
Hmm. Let's have a look. I'm awful when it comes to names because I'm literally
She
like,
got
who's this?
she got second at Southern Muscle to Alice.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, I remember. I remember. This was Southern Muscle, I think, 4 weeks ago. Yeah.
yeah. She looked
She's
good.
got a really nice shape.
Very, very. Nothing's too overly developed on her. Typically, when you see someone that has a little bit more compact structure like that, she doesn't have the longest torso. You usually see them try to make up for it with like the size and width of their shoulders, but
Yeah.
everything's pretty balanced on her. I like her look a lot, and she poses really, really well.
Yeah, she's got like a really nice, like pretty look. Like I
Mhm.
like her physique. Yeah, it all just rolls into one. It all looks really, really nice. Everything, nothing stands out very well in a good way.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
okay, cool, nice. And then here, who's this?
I don't know if I've heard this name. I don't know why I can't. She's an Olympian.
Oh, I recognize her. Yeah, I do recognize her. From what I can see, she looks really good. Good conditioning from what it looks like across
Yeah,
here.
definitely.
Very nice and conditioned. Nice shape, structure here as well. Not too much. Yeah. Hmm, interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Very, very solid show weekend, like quality throughout the all the lineups. So
yeah. It's going to be cool to see kind of everyone next to each other and stuff and see like what everyone again each time we're like, oh yeah, well, it's cool to see everyone next to each other purely because like all of the girls are leveling up, like I said before. Like they're not coming in the same as Olympia, or they're not like just being like, okay, cool, no improvements. They're all leveling up, like they're all
Yeah.
massively improved as well. Like Maria's like testament to that. Like she massively improved since Olympia. And so
Yeah.
has Evie as well, if I'm
Yeah.
honest. Like they both
Yeah.
improved. So yeah, it'll be cool. It'll be very,
I'm
very
excited to
cool.
see is this Amy's for no, she had Hurricane. I'm excited to see how she looks this week as well. Like
Yeah,
just
I
because
think,
Amy's one of those that I feel like never really misses, but you want to see her when she's 100%, which I
yeah.
think was like Pittsburgh earlier this year.
Hmm.
Like she just like destroys. She's
Yeah.
so good when she's 100%. So
Yeah, that'd be good. I'm excited. Okay, let's move on to question time. There's quite a
oh
few.
yes.
I've
Some good
had
ones.
loads of questions this week about um I had loads of questions about Fit Model, to be fair. And I wanted to
Okay.
ask about just that. That will be our first question anyway, just about Fit Model in general. Is
Yeah,
there
yeah.
any Fit Model pros that you feel like will be a standout for next year?
Um standout wise, so I think it was the wife of the owner of Wolfpack. I can't remember her name.
Oh
She
yeah.
just she just turned pro. She looks awesome. And then I think even more on a standout side is just the bikini pros that are choosing to go to fit model because
Hmm.
I'm very interested to see how they do. Like I can't remember her last name, Lucia
Oh yes. Yeah.
Malva. Yeah. So she's going to fit model. I think Lana's going to fit model. So you have a handful of uh, girls that have historically done very well in bikini that are like Lucia's an Olympian, Lana's an Olympian, and they're choosing to go to fit model. So I
Hmm.
think that'll be cool just to see how they are.
Yeah, 100%. And I think the question actually was someone asked it on our YouTube. What do you guys think about the Fit Model Pro stage next year? General thoughts about it and predictions about how the division will evolve over time. So, I mean, what do you think? Where do you see Fit Model in like 5 years' time?
I think that it's going to be, in my opinion, how wellness was when wellness came
Mm.
about in 2020. I was at
Hmm.
the first wellness show at the LA Fit Expo, and I was at the first fit model show at the LA Fit Expo this year. But I think it's going to be on the same trajectory. I think that people are going to see it, and at first they're going to go, what do I think of this division? I'm not sure. And then year by year by year, it's going to get bigger and bigger and bigger. And eventually you're going to see people like let's say like Janet. Let's say Janet came out and was like, you know what? I want to do fit model. Like I want to come out. I'm coming out of retirement. Like I walk around with a similar physique to this. And I think that depending on the people that are heading up the division, it's going to make the division skyrocket. Like look at Fran and
Hmm.
Issa and wellness. That made wellness very popular. If you get a
Yeah.
good face and fit model where people are like, oh, like that is a good look. Like because fit model got a lot of pushback in the beginning because some mostly fans, not really competitors themselves, but more so fans and people looking at the industry were like, this just looks like people walking in off the beach. Like this is like they just look kind of fit. But then you start to realize, and when you pick it apart, you go, no, from a coaching and competitor standpoint, it's like a good mix of having to figure out how to bring the right look to stage. And that's the puzzle piece to it is it doesn't need to not every division needs to be overly muscular etched out abs like you don't need to see as much as you think. It's more so just looking at the competitor and even on the judging panel trying to figure out what fits the criteria the best, and that's what makes the division so fun is not every
Hmm.
division needs to be etched out tie-ins or blasting glutes or whatever it may be. Like it's fun to see people try to fit the specific division's criteria. And I
Yeah.
guess that's just maybe my take on it. I just like seeing it and I go, I'm not looking at them and going, oh, I wish they would switch to bikini and grow their shoulders and glutes more. Like, I don't care about that. I'm looking at the criteria itself and seeing who's trying to fit it the best. And that's what I think is going to make the division so fun is once we have those pros come across the stage, we're going to have a better idea of what they really want to see long term for fit model. And
Hmm.
like I said, let's say Lana's a good face for it, or let's say Janet comes and does it. That's going to make people go, oh, that's what they want. And then that
Hmm.
causes the trajectory for the future, and more people will do it because there's a big name behind it that's showing everyone what they want.
Yeah, because no one is the face of it yet. I think that's why, like you said, that's why people are kind of like, oh, I don't know. Even a lot of my amateur girls that were bikini this year, that now it's become the end of the year. They've seen kind of like the shows, they've seen girls actually in it, and they're like, oh, it's actually not as bad as I thought. Like, not even thinking it was a bad thing anyway, but the reason I think people didn't want to do fit models is because it's less muscle. So it's me
Mm,
downgrading. It's not downgrading, it's just going where your structure fits best.
100%.
And I
100%.
think that's something you need to also be okay with doing in bodybuilding and being taking it kind of like as it comes and being like, okay, cool, let's start with fit model and go from there. Like, and then
Yeah.
over time, potentially will grow more into bikini. And you can always grow more into a category whilst also being a different category. That's exactly what
Yeah. Yeah.
Zoe's done. Like Zoe's literally like an
Yeah.
advocate for that. Like she's literally grown for figure without really realizing, but she's grown for figure
Yeah.
in bikini, like which is quite crazy. So, but I think it got, like you said, it did get a bit of a bad name at the beginning. I mean, my thoughts on it in general, I think it is a very good, um, a very good first start for people to kind of go into it, especially for beginners and they don't know where to go. They've got
Yeah.
Fit Model. Like, I think bikini is still a good beginning, but there's a lot of more structural things that you have to think about in bikini now. Like, you have to have specific things, not genetically, but like overall, sometimes there's just more to it. And I
Yeah.
think Bitmono has a little less than that, which is a little less overwhelming for first timers as well, which is good. So,
Yeah.
but I am really, really excited to kind of see how it will look in the pro division and what they do. Because the first pro show is actually now Japan, which we knew that anyway, because we spoke about that before. But I think they've now gotten a good amount of time to get girls into the Olympic. Because isn't fit model you win and you win you're in, isn't it?
I believe so.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
they've got a good amount of shows. They've got February until August. And again, I
Yeah.
don't know what promoters will do, like what shows will be fit model or not.
Yeah. I believe they just announced the first one's Japan.
Yeah, the first one's
Yeah.
Japan, but I mean, I'll be interested to see what other shows there are. Like, are there going
Yeah.
to be quite a lot in America? There'll be some in
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Europe. Like, where are they going to be? So that'll be cool to see kind of where they land and stuff. So yeah, I mean,
Definitely.
that's my thoughts. So I think that's pretty much that.
Yeah.
Um,
And just so everyone knows listening, we don't rehearse any of these questions beforehand. We don't even really talk
no,
about them. We're just like, what questions you get? All right, sounds good.
yeah,
So
I just put them in and
this is
I'm
just
like,
shooting from the hip.
cool. Yeah, this is what's your opinion? So someone asked, I think this was from you. Why do you think bikini changes champions so much and other
Hmm.
divisions don't? That was an interesting question, to be fair. And I don't really know. I feel like for bikini, I think there is more things to think about than just the physique. There's still more things to think about in other categories as well. But I think it's so hard to sometimes nail it 100%. Same as like men's physique, for example. Those two are probably the harder ones because there's a lot more people within it as well. So they have a
Yeah.
lot more people that they have to judge. So there's a lot more different physiques. There's a lot more competitors to look at. And I
Yeah.
think it doesn't change. It changes obviously year to year, but I think it all comes down to obviously who looks the best on the day. And because there's multiple people that obviously sometimes look better than others, like Tyler mentioned, no one 100% came in for the Olympia, which made their job a
Yeah.
little bit more difficult. That's why you did kind of see a longer call out. It was like what, 9 minutes? Like it
Yeah.
was a long call out. So I don't know what's your opinion on that?
I'll be the bad guy here that's going to get all of the men in this industry to shit on my comment or my answer here. Bikini is the hardest division there is for
Yeah.
the stage. It's the hardest division for a coach to peak someone properly. It's the hardest division to judge. It's the hardest division on stage to come in for what the judges want. Reason being is because depending on the person, like this year's Olympia, for instance, um, and to take something like Sandy and Becky, for instance, and how they judge. The second that you're in your back pose and you take one step and there's a striation in your glute, you're dropping in their mind. Like
Yeah.
your placing just went down because of that.
Hmm.
So there's on the coaching side and on the competitor side, there's that sweet spot for every person's physique where, okay, we have enough fullness, but now we lost a little bit of like we look a little bit faded through the tie-in. So now we need to dial this in more. Oh, we dialed it in too much. Your glute striated when we took a step. So there's all that like super fine detail, all the way down to the difference in front and back. Some people take a little bit longer to get ready in their back pose, like their glutes don't come in as tight, but now their front has veins from shoulder to shoulder. And it's like you have to nail that perfectly. Whereas every men's division and the majority of other women's divisions, you can just come in hard, conditioned, muscular, and then shape plays a part of course. But when you look at classic physique, when you look at bodybuilding, when you look at women's physique, women's bodybuilding, somewhat figure, you just come in with decent shape and you come in as conditioned and as muscular as you can be. And that's how you're going to win. And then, of course, posing plays a role in all of that. But when it comes to bikini, you can't do that. There has to be that pullback. There has to be that fine line that you teeter on to make sure you're nailing it. And there's only a very fine little like couple percentage where you could be a little bit too much or a little bit off before you're just like dropping 10 placings because you came in with this one striation that was in the wrong spot, or your shoulder looked a little bit too hard. Like, so there's all of that. Your hamstrings were a little bit too caved out. So when it comes down to those fine details, it makes it the hardest division. And like you just said, a testament to this Olympia is you look at exactly what Tyler said. Look at second through fourth place if you want the criteria for conditioning. Look at first place when it comes to like Maureen's back pose and her balance. Like he had to literally differentiate what to look for because, like you said, no one came in 100%. So he had to go person by person and say, okay, guys, the criteria has not changed. We want second, third, and fourth place when you're looking at conditioning. We want this when you're looking at first place. So mesh all of that.
Yeah.
And that doesn't really happen in other divisions. So I think that is why you see champions change a lot. And you might see a random person throw into that first call out that you didn't expect or whatever it may be. Whereas the other divisions, you pretty much consistently see the exact same people in that top five. Everybody knew who was going to be in the top of men's physique. Everybody kind of assumed who was going to be in wellness, classic physique, open bodybuilding. You have the exact same names that you think until people start to age out or they really miss the mark. Whereas in bikini, all of a sudden Jazzy was third place last year. And maybe 0.1% of the population even had her in consideration.
After coming back after like what, 3 years as well?
Exactly,
like she wasn't even in like you said, she wasn't even in people's minds to be in that top 5 range, and she just came in straight away. And it's not like it was a fluke because she did it again this year. So
100%. So that's why I think we changed champions. I don't want to say a lot because the champions change a lot in every division. Like Derek Lunsford to Samson, Hottie before that. You're talking every single year there was someone different since Phil Heath. So it's not, so it doesn't, every division changes a lot. Bikini just has the biggest fluctuation of like that top 5 or total first call out.
And I also think that is down to more people as well. Like there is so many people.
Yeah, exactly. More people to the point of where that tiny 1% detail takes someone from 5th to out of top 10. And then someone else can hop in that. So you don't see that in the other divisions. There isn't that little thing where, oh, this guy's not as conditioned. So you're going to go from Samson's going to go from 3rd to 10th. Like you're not going to see that. You're still going to see him because of his structure and muscularity still being in that first call out, even if he's not winning again. So in bikini, that little detail will knock you down 5, 6, 7 placings. And we see that in regular pro shows too. It's why it's so hard to make predictions.
Do you think that will happen in Fit Model as well? I think that will.
Yeah, 100%. You're going to see, that's where we're going to find what the judges really want. Like what's too much of a detailed tie-in? What is too much glutes in the back pose? What is too much shoulder? And
it's going to be worse than bikini because you've got a lot of bikini pros obviously coming into Fit Model as well. So again, they know the criteria, but does anyone really know the criteria fully yet? Probably not. And even the judges don't, because they haven't found their person yet, because there's not been an Olympia, there's not been pro shows, that type of thing. So they're still evolving. And I've even seen it myself with Fit Model. You've seen a shift slightly with how the front pose looks, for example. Like the front pose is like not changed, but people are doing it slightly differently to fit their physique a bit more. It's evolving already. So I do feel like that will definitely be the case for Fit Model, especially maybe even more because there's that you can't be that you can't be too muscular, you can't be too conditioned, you can't be too much of each. So
I'm interested to see if we end up having like an Ashley K of Fit Model, where someone just does a ton of shows through the year
Yeah.
and they're winning 4, 5, 6 shows that season. I'm
I
interested
mean,
to
I
see if someone
would.
comes out.
I mean,
Yeah.
I'm trying to think who that could be as well. Like, I don't have anyone on the top of my head, but I think that will be cool to
We
see
need to
because
see
there's
who
so many
really
people we haven't seen.
yeah, I'm curious to see the first pro show or even a couple pro shows in, like seeing whatever the most stacked quality one might be of the year next year and being like, does anyone really stand out as the super clear winner where we're like, oh shit, like that's Miss Olympia. So
Yeah.
I'm
That'd be
interested
cool
to
to
see how
see
that
throughout
goes.
2026 for sure.
Yeah.
Okay. And then a random one. Would you rather win Olympia? Sorry, would you rather win 3 Arnold titles or win the Olympia once? Someone asked that. I think that someone asked that to you.
On a training side of things, like for a client, I would rather have like be like I trained Miss Olympia all
Yeah.
day long. What do you think as a competitor?
For me, it would be Olympia. I think,
Yeah,
yeah, because I feel like Olympia is it's the Olympia. It's the big
yeah,
leagues. Like it's the Super Bowl. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like
yeah,
if you win that, I'm done. I'm happy.
yeah,
I've literally completed the game, like
yeah,
I've done everything I need to. There's nothing else you can kind of do
yeah,
to top that now. Yeah, you can win it twice, you can do it 3 times, whatever, but like you've won the Olympia. It's like winning the
yeah,
Olympics. Like it's like the pinnacle of the sport, you
yeah.
know?
We could
Um,
just text Laura Lee and ask if she has three in one.
yeah,
Like what one what
she,
one feels what one
she
feels
has
better.
both. She has both. So I'll just
Yeah.
text her later and be like, which one's better? I
Yeah.
mean, I don't know. I don't know. Like, yeah, I'll actually ask because I'm interested to know. But from my perspective, like that's what I would want. Not to say I wouldn't want to win the Arnold 3 times, but I think the Olympia is that much
Yeah.
level
Yeah.
up where you would want
Your
it to be
name's
that.
solidified in history at that point. Like if you won Miss Olympia, like you're etched in there as Miss Olympia of however many years bikini has been around with
Yeah,
Miss Olympia.
I agree. I agree. Um, Are taller competitors at a disadvantage because they look quote unquote too big? That'll be something I would love to hear your opinion because I've sometimes very much felt that being a
Yeah.
taller competitor, I've always
Yeah.
felt too
You
big sometimes next to other girls.
I think it depends who you're next to. And it
Yeah.
depends again on, we've talked about this 100 times, individual balance. Like balance, that's what the judges are there for, to look top to bottom, left to right, and see how balanced you are for your structure. Like that's like saying, could Victoria ever get on stage and go and beat Maria or Amy? Like
Hmm.
maybe. I mean, you're talking about a
It's
taller,
possible.
bigger, yeah, you're talking about a taller, bigger competitor who takes up more space on stage. And I'm assuming the question is more so in the perspective of they look too big for bikini. But that's where the
Hmm.
judges come into play of understanding it's not too big for bikini. She's a 5'7", 5'8" competitor. So versus it standing next to someone who's 5'1", 5'2". So you just have to like be able to put that into the judge's perspective and be like, okay, for their frame, this looks really good. They're very balanced top to bottom. Glutes are projecting properly. The glutes aren't too undersized in comparison to how much they carry everywhere else. So I don't think anyone's at a disadvantage, but I will say, genetics aside, it is a little bit harder in the long run when you're taller to fill out completely. You
Hmm.
take more
Yeah.
time to come into your own. You need to pack on more muscle in order to be balanced. So
Hmm.
there's that side of things.
Yeah. I mean, I've had it a few times at shows where I have been said like I've thought, oh, I'm too big, and I got that saying, oh, you look a little bit too big. But then looking back, my conditioning definitely wasn't where it needed to be. Like muscularity wise, I probably was maybe a little bit too. This was back in the day, like when I first kind of came into the pro league. Upper body was a little bit too much. Like you said, balance wasn't there as my
Mm-hmm.
physique like looked. So then when I'm next to smaller competitors, it makes me not look worse, but it brings out my flaws. And that's what I think is the thing that people forget. It's not just about like what I look like, but if then the other competitors bring out what I don't have. So say for example, if I'm taller and I needed to grow my glutes and I'm next to someone that has a nice round bubbly shape in the
Yeah.
lower body, that's obviously going to expose me not having that.
Yeah.
So I think it's not a disadvantage, but it brings, and it also could go the other way as well. Like I've been in situations where the lineup has been super tall and like the other competitors that are shorter, is a disadvantage for
Yeah.
them. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it can go either way, but it, like you said, it has to be a balance from what you look like um
Yes.
as a whole. So yeah,
Yeah.
I agree. I very, very much agree with that. Um, Posing question. Do you think posing can look more natural the more your muscle density goes up? I agree. I think so. I think it will be, I think it's easier to pose or more natural to pose when you have the muscle there because you can just generally relax. Like
100%.
you don't
Yeah.
have to flare, you don't have to try and think about your posing more because ultimately when you think about your posing on stage more, it becomes more chaotic in your head. So like when you're on stage, you kind of want it to be almost like muscle memory. So that's why I always say to people, get posing practice in. Don't just have one session, like practice consistently because you want it to be muscle memory. You don't want to have to think about it because then when you think about it, there's a million other things that you have to think about when you're on stage. And the last thing you want to do is think about like, oh, I need to do this, or I need to do that, or I need to do this. There's so many things. So you want it to
Yeah.
be just natural. So I think when you have the muscle density already there, that does help. It doesn't become easier because it's all hard relatively,
Yeah.
but it is better for you to then be able to just feel more natural actually doing it because posing's not natural in general.
No,
Like
not at all.
arching our lower backs like till the back end of everything is just it's not natural at all. So it feels uncomfortable, it's hard, but that's the point. But you
Yeah.
will get used to it more over time.
Yeah, I will say on the training side of things, one of the number one things that I get people that they ask me over time, especially after they get with a posing coach, is can you help me out with mobility? Like, do you have
Mm,
something on the mobility side of things that I can
yeah.
do for warm ups or do around the house, like
Hmm.
outside of my workout? And it's a very big side of what I've been doing lately for competitors. Cause,
That's
like
good.
you said, it does make it like obviously the density can make posing a bit more natural. You don't need to force anything. If you have that right S curve development, the right amount of delt, lat, glute projection, you can sit into it more naturally. But
Hmm.
there's nothing natural about a bikini front and back pose when it
No.
comes to your actual structure. It's a lot of mobility. So,
Hmm. Yeah, I agree. I agree. And I think also same with you when you said about kind of sitting into your front pose and stuff. Like if you have more muscle in your glutes anyway, you won't have to sit into your front pose. You won't have to you have to sit into it still, but not as much as what you need
mm,
to when you don't have the density there. So take time off, kids. Enjoy off season, lift heavy in like, do what you need to do to kind of build that density and it will then get easier through time. Um,
100%.
Someone said maybe more personal, or maybe more private, but how, she said, how did you, this was a question to me, how did you decide to switch coaches? But I'm going to change that to how do you, how do you decide to switch coaches? Because I've had that, there was another question about that before. Like, how do you know when it's time to either switch a coach or potentially move on from a coach or anything like that? I mean, for me, who switched coaches obviously last year, I feel like when you as a client feel like you want more from where you're already at, or if you feel like you're not clicking with your coach, or if you also don't agree with what your coach is giving you, it could be completely right what they're doing, but if you don't agree with something, then that's also okay. Like you have to know what your limits are, and so does your coach ultimately, to be fair. I think sometimes obviously the coach's job is to do the best they can to get you the best position, the best look on stage, everything like that. But also, it comes down to what you're comfortable with doing as well. Because I do think that there is very much a stigma nowadays where people are like, I do whatever it takes. And you do have to do whatever it takes. I do understand that, but you have to know your limits as well. And I
Yeah.
think that will then help you and your coach's relationship develop over time as well, if they know that before. So communication obviously is a great thing. But I do think that when to know to switch is like maybe you just want to try something new. You don't feel comfortable with what you're doing. Like something's not clicking. Like there's multiple different things, really. I'm not really too sure how to kind of like fully answer that,
Yeah.
but I think you kind of know when it's time, if I'm honest, in my
Yeah.
opinion.
I feel like there's a couple I don't want to call them red flags, but there's a couple like if you're having to ask yourself certain things, then it's probably time.
Yeah.
If you feel uncomfortable with something a coach is having you do. And communication wise, if you were to approach them about it and you don't get the answers you want, or there isn't actual justification behind it, that could be a reason to go because you're
Mm.
uncomfortable doing what it is. And I think the biggest thing that I see is like a communication breakdown. It's just not a good, it doesn't work cohesively. And that happens
Hmm.
very often, especially when someone starts working with a coach, or you're a newer competitor and you get with your first ever coach and you're like, this just doesn't vibe with like my personality. Nothing against the coach. Maybe it just has personalities don't mesh, just like a
Yeah.
relationship. So there's factors like that. What I see a lot, because not a lot of people leave training. Like it's more inexpensive and I don't have a say in a lot of stuff. Like I do the training and I work hand in hand with a coach. But what I get a lot is, hey, I'm thinking about leaving my coach. Like, do you have a good referral for me? And after I've worked with someone for like a decent period of time, I understand them via voice memo and messaging often, like how their personality is, what like would mesh well with them. And I do have a list of my own like top 5, the top 10 coaches that I refer to for
Nice.
posing, for prep coaching, and I'll refer people in that direction. And I don't ever ask or care why people leave the coach, but
No.
I can definitely always infer in my own head and be like, oh yeah, I know this coach. Like it was just it's a personality breakdown. Like I knew in my head, I'm like, I knew you two wouldn't mesh. I was surprised to even see you together in the first place.
Yeah.
So
And that's
yeah,
all it comes down to. And I don't think that's a bad thing either, because, sometimes you have to find that what fits well for you. And that takes trial and error sometimes. And that might be
yep,
a coach. And that's okay that it happens like that. But again, like you said, communication is the best thing. Sometimes with newbies, they don't know how to communicate. So literally
yeah,
just asking questions, like just asking a bunch of questions. If your coach is getting
yeah,
annoyed by you asking questions, like that's
yes,
also a red flag. So like just don't feel like that annoying person that's like, oh, I can't ask this or I can't ask that because,
yeah,
I feel like I'm being a nuisance. Like that's what you're literally paying them for. Like you're paying
yep,
them for you to feel comfortable and for you to be your best on stage. Asking
yeah,
questions and doing all those things is completely fine to do. So,
yep.
um,
And to
yeah.
just a little touch further on this, because I know we do have a lot of like the novice listeners. If you're trying to select a coach, feel free to have questions for them before you sign on.
Oh
It
yeah.
is perfectly fine. Some coaches like offer consult calls. Some will message DM back and forth with you before you go with them. And if a coach is ever not open in the beginning about answering just a couple questions you have you worked with someone with this medical issue before? Have you worked with a vegan before? Like what's what system do you use for communication? Maybe like there's like everything can play a role in how you go about selecting a coach, outside of just looking at their resume. Like,
Hmm.
oh cool, you've had people in the Olympia before. Like what does that mean for me as a new competitor? I don't
Yep.
care. Like I want to know, like show me your, or if I scroll down your page, I want to see maybe how many pro cards you've gotten. I don't care about the Olympians. That's 10 years down the road for me. Like
Yeah.
there's so many different things that play a role in selecting the right coach. And if I think my number one flag on that for anyone that's wants to take this, is my opinion, is if there is a coach that is just like, look at what I've done, like you don't need to question me. Like that's a big red flag to me. Like
Yeah.
that's communication off the front, like front out the gate. Like if
Yeah.
that's their communication back to you because you're newer and you just want to learn who someone is, because maybe you don't follow bodybuilding in depth. Maybe you don't know that this coach has done this, like, and you just have questions and they're not going to be open with you, move on to the next. Like that's just going to get worse when you're with them.
Yeah, exactly. And it's all about the experience that you get as well. So like you said, asking those questions, like also time relevance is sometimes really important. Like I have had American coaches now for the last like 6 years, and I know that I'm not going to get a response on the
Yeah,
day of my check-in. I'll get it 12 hours later. I'm okay with that because I know that I'm with an American coach and I can't expect them to get up at like, or meet for them to be checking in people at 10
yeah,
p.m. their time so
yeah.
I can get a response time. Like I'm not,
You hear
but
that,
I
Jamie? Make sure
expect
you
that.
wake up at 1 a.m. for Phoebe.
Wake up because I want to know immediately what I need to do. Like, do you know what I mean? But that's what people don't always take into account. Do they speak your language? Like there's a lot of coaches now that are potentially Brazilian, they speak Portuguese, and there's a lot
Yeah,
of Americans that obviously then go to these coaches. They're like, oh my God, they don't speak English. Like you need to little things like this. How is your experience as the client going to be the best? It doesn't matter what wins or whatever they've got. Like it matters about what experience you're going to get from them,
yeah,
like
yeah,
macro tracking and meal plan, like little things like that. And that sounds like silly, but like that's like, if they say, oh yeah, we're going to put you on macros. Okay, cool. I'm completely new to this. I don't know how to track macros. If they don't have time
Mhm.
to teach you how to track macros, then like,
Yeah.
how are they going to be able to take you through like XYZ, you know?
Yeah. The language one's a big one that you just said, because
Yeah.
I was gonna work on training with Evie. It's a tough language barrier.
Yeah,
It's very tough.
she's bless her, she's so cute. She's
Yeah.
like, I always see her and I always like slow everything down because I'm like, how are you? And
Yeah.
we just have loads of hugs and stuff like that. She's so sweet.
Yeah, I like had like foresight of it, and I was like, if he sends me like a top set training video, and I respond in voice memo, like, do I need to go put this into Google
Yeah.
Translate to then send it over? Like, is that going to work? Like, I don't want to like take away from her
Yeah.
progression by like just trying to make communication work.
Yeah.
So
And that's it. Again, it's just about communication, your experience in general. So
yeah,
that's what I would say. How do you know when to switch? All those types of things.
yeah,
And then the last one was from me. They said, how do you deal with gym burnout? Now, I'd like to know this from because it says gym burnout specifically. So I'm guessing this is from like a training perspective. I'd love to know your take on if you've had clients that have had that kind of burnout where they're not clicking with their training, they're not kind of like wanting to train. Obviously, I know that's not your job to kind of get them motivated to train. You just give them the programs and stuff. But do you do anything to kind of help them get back into the swing of it? Or like, have you ever had that before?
yeah. There's a few different things that can come into play with that. Like for most clients, I stay in the loop of where they're at in their season, what the coach is currently having them do. Are we mid off season? Are we mid prep? Are we coming up on a show? So a lot of that plays a role when you're trying to think of like energy levels and your nervous system fatigue and stuff like that. So some things can be on that end of things where we've been pushing 8, 9, 10 weeks hard. Maybe we need a deload. Maybe you're just burnt out because your body's tired. And
Yeah.
it's not a mindset or a motivation thing, but you might think it is because your body's just dragging.
Hmm.
So we talk about taking a deload, take 4 or 5 days in the gym where it's just like feeder sets only. We just back off. We go in just to get that movement in. Cause I don't like deloads where people take like a whole week off because then you're just going to start mentally fucking someone because
Hmm.
people are using the gym more often than not as some sort of outlet or even just that like that addictive type of thing where I didn't get to the gym for 4 days in a row. I'm losing my mind. So at least let them
Yeah.
get in there and get some movement in. And then that keeps the mental good and then the body refreshes and restores. So
Hmm.
that's one side of things. But then if it actually is like a mindset thing, I think that, and I do, a lot of my clients will attest to it. Like I'll send 5 minute voice memos sometimes, and I'm not trying to motivate. I'm just reminding them like who the fuck they are. Like we're here for a reason,
Hmm.
and you have a goal. And one of my biggest things I'll always say, do you think that your competition for this pro card or to get to the Olympia is going to go through this? Like, are they going to pick themselves up and now they're outworking you because your mindset is just like, oh, I'm dragging right now. Like I feel tired. I have gym burnout. I'm like, you're doing this for a reason. Like no one's
Hmm.
forcing you to do this for one. It's a passion. Like if we want to attain the goal, like let's stay on track. And there's some like tips and stuff in there as well. Like you can get into the discussions with the prep coach and like what's going on in terms of supplementation and how hard they're training, how much cardio they're doing, where they're at. Like I said, how much they're eating in off season versus deep in prep. So there's all those types of things, but you can attest to it. I'm sure the mindset in competing just goes like this all the
Yeah.
time. It's always a roller coaster.
Hmm.
There's a month straight where you're like, I am in this, I'm feeling good, and you might wake up one day and you're just like, wow, this blows right now. And then like that mindset just carries for however long until you can snap out of it. And
Yeah.
there's some things that like don't make you snap out of it. It's just time. And it's
Yeah.
just like restoring yourself and going out and doing something you need to do. Like
Hmm.
take a day off and go enjoy you. And it doesn't mean like go cheat on your diet or anything, but
No.
go lay by the beach, go get some sun, go get some steps. Like do something other than focusing on bodybuilding 24/7 for a day or two so you can refresh yourself.
Yeah. I think that was 1000% me. Obviously, I've made it very evident and obviously shared my journey quite a lot last year about that. And I think for me, mine was obviously definitely gym burnout and just body. It wasn't just gym, but I think it was bodybuilding burnout in general. So
Yeah.
for me, I resented bodybuilding after in 2024. And like, I didn't want to track macros. Like obviously when I came on with Jamie, I think right after Arnold's last year, I didn't want to track macros. I didn't want to meal prep. I didn't want to make my food. Like I didn't want to train. Like there was nothing. I literally didn't want to do anything. And since I've kind of shared that, a lot of people have literally said, I feel the same. Like I feel like I have been 24/7 bodybuilding for a while now. And now it's made me resent it. What do I do? And I think my main thing was I literally just did what I felt like I wanted to do. And over time, it then got me back to exactly where I am now, where I'm like literally obsessed and I want to train and I'm posing again and I'm excited for it again. And I think that took a long time. It depends, like you said, how far in you are, like if you are really burnt out or if you're just tired. Like if it's
Yeah.
tired from training, like it's a whole different thing where you're like, okay, pick yourself up, just keep going, you've got this. But like that mindset is what also got me to extreme burnout. So it's like, where is that balance, you know?
Yeah.
And you need
Yeah.
to monitor it better, or like for me it's not like having that mentality all the time. Like I need to have that mentality on those days where I am really like struggling and stuff, but I can't do it 24/7 now. That's what I'm realizing. So I pick on my days. So my days where I feel tired, I'm like, right, I need to have this mentality, like get shit done. Just don't fuck about, like push and just get it done. And on the days where I don't feel like energetic, or when I do feel my energy there, I'm like, I don't even think about it twice. I'm like, okay, let's just do it. I'm enjoying it now. Like I'm enjoying the process. So I feel like how to like avoid gym burnout. Honestly, there's no like how to, because you also don't want to not. I was literally speaking about this with someone today. You also don't want to not push yourself because you're scared of getting burnt out. Or like it's the same as like opportunities. Like you don't want to not do too many opportunities because you're too scared of getting like too overwhelmed. Like you want to do them all, but you're scared of not it being too much. I
Yeah.
think you know how much you can handle over time, and you only know that through experience as well. So like yeah, I now know my limits, and I now know, okay, there's certain ways in prep that I'm going to do things very very differently. Like I spoke to you, like obviously I know you mentioned about potentially coming to the US for longer, before if I do shows and stuff, and I kind of said to myself, I know having that 24/7 mentality of athlete and coming to the US and it only being revolved around bodybuilding, I think is definitely what wore me down to then
Yeah.
get to the burnout point. So for me, I'm like, I'm coming to the US obviously in January. If I do the Arnolds, I'm coming straight back to Dubai, being in my little bubble for 7 weeks and then coming out again. I know that's a long way of doing things, but I know previously I have had that mentality of like being in the US and just being full on athlete, and that has been exhausting. And it's
Yeah.
good for some people, but I know for me, it's not. I don't know if that's something that I want to do again at the
Yep.
moment anyway.
Well, it makes
And that's
total
my
sense because,
limit.
like, yeah, like when the example you just gave for those that don't know what we're talking about, like me and Phoebe were talking about, okay, you're going to come to the US for this seminar you're doing or this thing you're doing with Fit Body Fusion, and then a couple things here and there, and then she might come up and train with me and just do all that. But I threw out the option. I was like, hey, if you don't want to travel like back across the entire world and then back across the world again for the Arnold just 5 weeks later, like you're more than welcome to stay with me. Like Jess just lived with me into the Olympia for 2 months. Like me
Mm,
and Kerrigan have people in and out all the time. And as good as like an option as it could be for her to not have to travel and have that bodily fatigue, Phoebe was like, my mindset is so good back home right now that if I feel so immersed, like if she's with me 24/7 and we're training and she's just on top of her shit all the time, yes, it may be good in the side of physical, but is she going to get burnt out mentally because all this is bodybuilding 24/7? Like that's all we talk about, that's all we're doing. I wake up, I see you, we go to the gym. No, she wants to go back home, enjoy herself, enjoy like what she does, that balance of
yeah.
life, and it keeps her more in the game. So it totally makes sense.
And I feel like this is also new for me. So like, yes, this could also not be good, but I'm willing to, because I know the results I got were good, obviously, when I came over to the US and I did enjoy it. But at the same time, I know mentally it wore me down a lot. And considering I want to do a lot of shows, obviously, next year, for me, I'm like, I want to try it at home. Like, I want to try being in my house, in my own environment, and try doing all the things that I need to at home instead of it being immersed into a different environment. Because I don't think actually people realize like how hard it is to travel and like be out of your comforts, like be out of your home.
Yeah.
For me, at the beginning, I was like, oh yeah, like this is so good, like this is amazing. But you do miss a lot of your actual routine of just like, and like also me being away from my partner for literally like
Yeah.
a good 6 7 weeks. Like it's hard.
Yeah.
It's really hard.
Yeah.
And I did that twice and we were away for 3 months. So
Yeah.
it's a
That's
lot. And
rough.
like that's mentally quite a lot. Like, and you're also by yourself. Like at the time when I was doing it, I was by myself in this house on my own all the time. And like it wears you down. So I think for me, but to avoid burnout, I need to make sure that I'm taking care of my mind more than anything because I do think I was very much like, it doesn't matter, just get it done. And again,
Hmm.
that's a very good mindset to have, but it can only serve you so long if your mind isn't where it needs to be. Like you can
Yeah.
keep saying like ignoring it, and then you're like, okay, shit, well, I'm actually fucking exhausted now. So like,
Yeah.
where do I go from here? So I think really taking care of your mind is so important because literally my mind has never been so happy. Like entering into a prep, my body has never responded this well into a prep.
Yeah. I love that.
And it just feels like I'm a newbie again. Like it feels
Yeah.
so brand new. And I was really worried about something with Jamie. I said this to her. I was like, I'm really worried about how my body's going to respond because my mind in a couple months ago was not wanting to die. I was not like in it. And like, I'm scared about how my body's going to look. And, you know, the sport's evolved and yada, yada, yada. Now I feel so confident and my mind just feels good. So, and she's just generally taught me how to take care of my mind more than just my body because she's like you're a pro of 10 years, like you know how to take care of your body, you know what you need to do, but I think your mind needs to be something you need to take care of more. And I was like, okay, let's do it. So
Yeah. That's
yeah,
great.
I think that's something to definitely think about, obviously to try and I guess avoid it, but also like can it really be avoided? Because I'm the type of person that literally I want to do everything and I want to do as much as I can in this lifetime. And if that means having a couple burnout sessions, then so be it. Like
Yeah.
I would rather be I would also rather be like happy with doing all the things that I'm doing, like going to all these different countries and stuff and being able to be who I am and maybe have a little bit downtime, obviously just recoup and then go again, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, so
I'm
yeah,
excited for that too. Just because to know that you were already such a good competitor, you have wins, you got seventh at the Olympia was your
yeah,
highest, right? And now taking that bit of time off and coming back now, new coach, new mindset, new way of kind of staying in it mentally, being home and being in your environment. We're going to see a whole like different level of you, and you're already a seventh place Olympian. So
I'm
it's gonna be really
excited.
fun to see you come back.
I'm really excited, and honestly, I'm excited as well. Like I'm interested to see like what I look like stacked up against these girls. Because when I did, obviously, me and Amy did our first show to our first, sorry, not show, our first Olympia together. When she got sixth and I got seventh, and it's just cool. I'm excited to see all like where I fit. You know,
Mhm.
um,
Yeah,
so yeah, it's gonna be fun. So that was our
great,
last question. Great,
awesome.
great podcast as always. So if you have any questions, please ask them in the comments below if you're watching on YouTube. If you're not watching on YouTube, head to YouTube and comment or follow us on Instagram. And obviously you can ask us some questions on there when we put our question box up each week. And then yeah, that's pretty much it. We'll see you next week.
Yep, thank you.